Welcome everyone to the Sci-Fi Queens podcast where we celebrate all things sci-fi. If you're new to our channel, we ask that you hit that subscribe and notification bell, and you will see our website, sci-fi-queens.net. Scrolling at the bottom of the page, you're going to find information on the queens. You will find information on our shows, and you will find a link to our merch store as well. And tonight we start our month-long celebration to Black History Month. Yes, and we're gonna start by learning about Afro-Futurism. But before we start, let's say hello to our very VIP guest, Philip. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
We are doing good. Sarah, how are you?
I am doing good. It snowed again today, so trying to stay warm.
Yikes.
Yeah, we got another foot this morning.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
actually, it's coming to New York this weekend.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
means
same
we can-
store
How's it
that hit
going
us is
to
going to hit her.
Philly?
Yeah.
How's it doing by you? Because once we get it, you get it,
Yeah,
Phil.
we get. Well, we definitely getting some. Yeah, it's been cold there. Cold. I can't take it. I hate being cold. I can't stand it.
No.
Mm.
We get none of that
Right.
here on the West.
It's like,
We don't have those
I'm in the
problems.
desert.
It was pretty much
She is the
7 degrees today. It was very nice and sunny.
And that's why we really hate you a little bit right now, okay? Because Sarah's at -1 and I'm at 10 degrees and you're at 80.
And I
So
wore
we
shorts.
kind of hate you a little bit. We do. But let's get right into it, okay? And now, Tiffany, you're going to start by telling us about what Afrofuturism is.
Mhm.
Do you want to start with slides or do
Yes,
you want to
please,
tell
that
us first?
First
We're
slide.
going to bring the slides. That's right.
All right. So the core idea of Afrofuturism is it's a cultural, artistic, and philosophical framework that explores the intersection of Black culture, history, and identity with technology, science fiction, and fantasy. It's not just Black people in the future. So it's a powerful analogy. While traditional sci-fi often acts like, what if we could build a starship? Afrofuturism asks, if we built a starship, who would we put on it? What music would they be playing? What gods would they be praying to? And where would they be going free from the oppressions of their past? Afrofuturism also often blends time, revisiting traumatic past like slavery to imagine new outcomes. It uses the future to heal the past. You can go to the next slide.
Excellent.
So, example would be Kindred by Octavia Butler. This
Yes.
story, a modern Black woman is pulled back into time to a plantation. This is a wonderful read if you haven't read this.
Yes,
a wonderful
it is beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful book.
Beautiful read. Okay, go to the next slide, please. I promise you guys I'm not
Yes,
going to take all the time. It also speaks to technological sovereignty. It's about Black people not just using technology, but creating, controlling, and infusing it with their own culture. An example would be the designs of Wakanda. It's not sterile. It's gray tech. It's influenced by traditional patterns and colors and aesthetics. Like even in the way that they dress, it all feels central to the culture, not just it being technologically advanced, you know? You guys can say anything you want in between. I'm just
We're
like,
going to wait for you to finish and then we're going to jump into this one.
okay,
I got
this is my intro, guys. This is the intro. All right, go to the next one. Also, themes of
Love her.
mythology and spirituality. I love this book. It seamlessly blends advanced tech with African spiritual systems like gods and ancestors. Examples being the Orishas in, I'm going to mess up her name, but in Needy, Okorafor's Who Fears Death, or the ancestral plane in Black Panther. Like it blends spiritual systems, gods, and our ancestors, because that's really central to African culture. We always are thinking, even if not in such a big way like they do in these media, about the past.
Absolutely.
Right. Next one. And last, for my intro, the alien as metaphor is a theme that is often seen in Afrofuturism. The experience of being the other or alienated in society is a central theme. Literal aliens or mutants can stand in for the Black experience in a white-dominated world. So an example would be like the mutant community in the X-Men comics. It's long been read as an allegory for civil rights struggles. Because as we know, in that world, they the Blacks.
Yes. Yes, they
Yes,
sure
they are.
are.
They are the group that is most discriminated against. And lastly, for my intro, you can also find Afrofuturism even in music. So Janelle Monáe loves blending Afrofuturism into her music. On her album, The Dirty Computer, she also has a film that goes with it, an emotion picture, she calls it, but it blends themes of Afrofuturism and music. So that is my intro. You guys can talk now.
But that's beautifully said because, you know, I've heard the term, but it wasn't until you presented the idea of this could be a segment part of our, you know, Black History Month that I was like, I need to learn what that is in detail because I don't know that I understand it as well as I should.
Right.
And
right.
that was
a lot of people don't really understand what it is. Like I said, it's not just Black people in the future. Like I know Black Panther is a very, which I'll talk about again in my part, but it's a very mainstream picture of Afrofuturism right now. But it was there before Black Panther, which I'll show you in my other examples. It was there before that, and it's gonna continue to be there thanks to that. Now,
I think Black Panther just pushed it straight to the front.
Mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, and brought it to everyone's attention. I was gonna ask, isn't technically, I mean, Sinners is technically, I think it would fall under that because they do flash forward while he's playing,
like
you
I
know,
said,
when he's
reimagining the past.
Yeah, because when he's playing his music and he connects to all his ancestors and then his future, you know, wouldn't that be part of that too?
There's a sci-fi element. So yeah.
Yes.
It would definitely be in that category.
Absolutely.
So
Phil, what is your thoughts here? What comes to your mind when you listen to this intro, which was beautifully done?
When you first asked me to come on the show and you told me the subject, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And I had to go and learn myself.
And you know, that's valid though. That's valid.
Right. And I had an idea, a little inkling of an idea, but the way I was thinking, like you said, it's not just Black people in the future. No, it's more than that. And I like, and also it's stuff in the past because like there was an episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
With Shooty, the story in the engine. Where they refer to African gods
exactly
in the past who are in the future, and this one particular guy was trying to use this giant spider to, I forgot what he was trying to do. He was trying to move forward in time or something like that. And
right. So that was one of the more recent episodes, right?
And it was like I loved it.
I loved it too.
Episode.
Yes,
and
it blended like the spider with
and everything.
Yeah, just old folklore with future tech.
Yes, and I loved it. And then I was like, and when I started diving into it this week, I was like, oh, okay. And plus, Wakanda.
Right.
I knew,
because like it's a thing that we know about, but to know that there's a name for it is like a whole nother thing.
That's a whole different level.
To know that it has its own category and it's not just a Black story. There's actually a sci-fi element, and you know, we're gonna explore that. If you want to go into my next section.
Absolutely. But before we go into that, I wanted to say, you know, when you talked about Black people in the future,
right?
In science fiction, the first thing that comes to mind is Star Trek, because that is Star Trek the original. No, let's even go further back. Star Trek the original series was the first time you didn't just see a Black person, you saw a Black woman. A gorgeous Black woman, who was not a ensign, who was not a cadet,
background character,
a nurse.
She was a lieutenant or nurse or background, because she was in charge. You know, she gave the orders, and she was capable. and she stood up to the Vulcan if she had to. Like, and that was something like it was the first time that you saw that diversity. You know, you
Yeah.
had the Asian man, you had a Russian, you had, but they were all men, right? This
Yeah.
was a black woman, the only woman on the bridge was a
Yeah.
black woman.
Yeah.
And the reason they put her character in was because Gene Roddenberry originally wanted the first officer to be a woman, and they told him you need to change that because no one's gonna accept that. And so him and Lucille Ball said, "Oh, you don't want her a woman as a first officer, so we're gonna give you a black woman on the bridge." They doubled down on that.
And they probably, what they probably did is they convinced the producers and Paramount that, oh, she's just going to be communications. She's a switchboard operator. So
Right.
Exactly.
and then they snuck it in, and then
And
I
they,
can't
yeah,
say
and
the
it
word.
started
Flipped
this
the script. That's what I'm trying
pattern.
to think. Yeah.
And it started a pattern that you see in every bridge, that
Yeah.
diversity, every bridge,
Yeah.
because we had Worf
Mm-hmm.
and we had Geordi.
Yeah.
Okay, and you see that diversity in Voyager. We had Chakotay, a person of color, right? And you see these diversities throughout Star Trek, and it is so important because you see, as a sci-fi watcher, you see all these things, and you're going, "Are we extinct or something?" 'Cause
Right.
Right. So
I thought y'all were worried we were taking over.
Right.
But let's go to the next slides for
Can
Tiffany
I
for sure.
just say one more thing real quick?
Of
I
course.
was just
Yes.
going to say, and part of that mixing culture into it is like with Strange New Worlds and giving Uhura the ability to take care of her hair the way she needed to,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and
Yes.
depicting it on
Yes.
screen and
Mhm.
not just
Yes.
glazing over it.
Yeah.
Because I
Yes.
think that
Absolutely.
from my opinion, I think that a lot of people probably felt seen,
Yeah.
and just like,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I saw Michael Burnham come on that bridge with her braids, I lost
The moment.
my
Yes.
It was the moment.
mind.
It was
yes,
the
yes,
I
moment.
yes.
lost
Yes.
my mind.
It was
I
the moment.
I
remember.
That was
lost it.
I
right because
Hmm.
remember that.
season 1, Michael Burnham. I love the short pixie fro. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
The braids, Michael Burnham. She
Woo.
didn't have time to be doing her hair every morning. She had things to do.
Hmm.
She had things to
Yes.
do.
Yes.
That's how I felt. I was like, I see you. You have things to
She got
do.
shit to
Still,
do.
as a
Yes.
It takes a lot
man,
to do her
when
hair in the
you
morning.
saw that, when you saw this beautiful black woman on the bridge with some braids, what was your first thought?
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was just totally awesome because you don't see that. Either
No, you don't.
if it's like a black female character, they want either the straight, the straight hair.
Mm-hmm.
They want
Hmm.
us to,
Straight hair.
Yeah.
they want us to burn our hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You
Straight.
don't see it
Yeah.
like it. And I love that she had those beautiful braids, and she
Mm-hmm.
knew
Yes.
how to put it up when she needed to put it up, and
Right.
You
and
sure
do the different
did.
styles and stuff. And it was like,
Hmm.
oh my God, this is part of my culture. I'm being seen on
Yes.
TV.
Yeah.
The women
Yeah.
in your life,
Yes.
I agree.
that she represented that. And
Yes,
the men,
Yeah.
exactly.
because men wear
Mhm.
braids too, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so let's go into this slide because, ooh, yes, Wakanda forever.
All right. So, like I said, I'm gonna do Black Panther first. Obviously, it's the biggest mainstream. When you think of Afrofuturism, this is right now the pinnacle of Afrofuturism. Why is it Afrofuturist? Well, the definitive mainstream example being Wakanda is an uncolonized, technologically advanced African nation where tech is fused with tradition, spirituality, and tribal identity. Key themes for Afrofuturism in Black Panther are technological sovereignty, Pan-Africanism, ancestral communication, and a reimagining of history. Because in the first Black Panther, and I hope I'm not spoiling Black Panther for anybody at this point, but in the
At
first
this
Black
I
point,
hope
no.
Panther,
not.
you get at this point. But in the first Black Panther, we see how they give us a little bit of backstory about how Wakanda came to be, and so it's a reimagining of history as far as they're separate from the Africa that the general population knows. This part of
Yes.
this area of Africa in Wakanda, they never were colonized. They were never enslaved. So this is
Mhm.
again a reimagining of what we could have been if had not we been enslaved. Things like that. So that's like the main thing. We could have been a powerful nation where no one could top us in technology in the world. So it's like themes of what could have been. So thoughts?
Oh, 100%. I love the idea of speculating what the future history could have looked like had they just mind their business and not try to take people and put them everywhere else.
Exactly.
Well, and I liked at the end. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, giving them, a chance to actually do themselves. And I understand why they didn't want to be in the outside world. They didn't want to share with the outside world because they saw what happened. And just to like inject a little bit of like lore in the animated Wakanda series, they even explored the fact that if they never helped the outside world, what would happen? I don't know if anyone's seen the animated, but what would happen to the outside world if Wakanda didn't open up towards them, if they never came to the aid of the outside world? And it's like flip, because the outside world, if given the chance, would have destroyed Wakanda. So it's like it's a whole different aspect. I won't get into, but go ahead, Sarah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that I mean it's completely the opposite of what you're gonna say. I said I like that at the end of Black Panther they went to the inner city and decided that they were going to give back and expose themselves. I mean, but they were trying to do it in a controlled way and not like white people are going to take over. It's like we're going to control this and we're going to help our people.
Right.
And that was I like that.
You come to us.
Yeah.
You still can't come to us.
Before we move on, Phil, when you watch these films, what did you connect most with? What was it that you saw that made you feel seen?
A black man being a superhero.
Yes,
that's what I saw. The little kid in me saw that. And it's just like growing up with me was always, you always had white superheroes. You didn't have that many black superheroes. And if there were black superheroes, the ones that I saw, they were corny. They were
comedy.
Yeah, the comic relief.
And I'm like, when this film came out, I was so happy. I was like, he is cool. He's just everything that I want to be as a superhero, period. End of story.
Yeah.
And guess what? I cosplay him when I go to conventions, and I just love the Black Panther films, and I so wish Rich McCullough was still with us. I wish so. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous, and I can't even think of his name right now. But please,
Chadwick Boseman.
Yes,
right,
and
Chadwick Boseman definitely
he did such a fantastic job.
Yeah,
and I just
he embodied that character so well. He truly did.
I read the comic, and I was like, when they was talking about doing this film, and I was like, well, who are they going to get to be able to do this, perfectly? And they picked the perfect person, and he did a fantastic job. And then the second movie, my girl, she acted her butt off. I was like, oh my God,
it was her turn.
Great. Yes.
Yep.
I definitely agree.
Absolutely.
I had chills watching Black Panther when it first was released. It was just such a powerful moment, not only for the Black culture, but for every culture to see us in a different light, to celebrate.
Technologically capable, intelligent, and beautiful.
We're not ready for this movie.
And the fashion, I love the fashion. Period.
Ooh, yes, because the queen was bringing it. Yes. You can't be a Wakanda Forever queen and not bring it. This woman embodied it. She brought the Tina Turner kind of feel to this.
Yes.
Was it just me, or did you feel her Tina come out?
Yes.
Perfect. And then with I love that their best fighting force, the Dora Milaje, was women. all women.
Oh
Yes.
They have to do their hair in the morning because it's called.
Oh, yeah.
So gorgeous and powerful, and just like, especially like even when they were first introduced in like Avengers, like they were just perfection embodied. No one can beat the Dora Milaje. Okay,
no.
so
There
this
was
is
this
not
lack of fear because they had this
Afrofuturism. Right.
confidence
Yeah.
Yes,
that
the
they
confidence.
knew they can protect and serve. Like
Yeah.
they
What
just
I
knew
will
it.
say is, just as a last thought for these films empower Black power in a way that is not, of course, shown in mainstream. They were not prepared for this movie to be as big as it got. It was like basically a here
Mm-hmm.
damn, just make your movie kind of situation. And the movie that Ryan Coogler created turned out to be the thing that changed everything. So,
Yes.
that's what I'll just, say
It
about
brought it
that
to the
before we move
forefront
on.
because I remember being in the theater and just seeing
Mhm.
people of my color in there, and we're just
Excited.
cheering this on as we watch
Yes.
this film. It was just
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
It was an
Yes.
awesome feeling.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Absolutely. And the
I
fact that
agree.
it brought people together,
Hmm.
not a lot of films can do that.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Shall we go to the next one?
Yes. So I put all of these together because before at first I had them all on separate slides. I thought it was getting out of control. So I'll start at the top with I'll start at the top with Sorry to Bother You. This film was released in 2018. So why is this film Afrofuturism? So it is a surreal, satirical take on capitalism, race, and labor that dips into like body horror sci-fi. It uses fantastical elements to critique real world systematic oppression. Key themes in this film are corporate dystopia, commodification of Black bodies, and a surreal rebellion. So when I first saw it, I don't know if you guys have seen this because it's very niche. It's not a mainstream kind of film, but I love Lakeith Stanfield, so I definitely watched it. But it's not your typical what you would think as Afrofuturism, so I wanted to put it out there. But again, like I said, Futurism explores themes of the Black culture that are sci-fi and dystopian. So you can also have it in horror, not just in things that are, that look like Black Panther. So I think this movie is definitely a good watch if you guys want to check it out. Next, to the right is Lovecraft Country. This was a series on HBO in 2020, which was canceled way too soon, but I digress. So why is it Afrofuturism? It reclaims the racist horror tropes of H.P. Lovecraft to tell a story of Black resilience, magic, and a cosmic horror against the backdrop of 1950s Jim Crow America. The Afrofuturist themes in this TV series are a reclaiming narrative, ancestral magic versus cosmic terror, and Black joy amidst horror. Any thoughts?
Yes. Yes. I love
Yeah.
first of all, where can we watch where can we watch Lovecraft Country? Because
It's still
that
on
sounds like
HBO.
Is
something.
HBO.
It's on HBO. Oh, I
HBO.
need to go watch that.
Yes.
I need to go watch this
Yeah,
Lovecraft
I
because
Country
believe
is
that's
my
beautiful.
HBO.
I believe my husband watched that. I haven't watched it yet. He was telling me about it when he was watching it. He said, "You gotta watch this. You gotta watch this." I'm like, I am so
Mhm.
behind on all my TV watching. I just like
Same.
I can't add another thing, but I'm gonna put this at the top of the list now.
Yes, Lovecraft is so
Hmm.
good. So it's good if you're a horror fan. It's good if you just like that. Like I said, it's occurring in 1950s Jim Crow America. So it's also like a reimagining of the past. Afrofuturist themes, and
Would
there's
explain the
sci-fi.
hair. I love her hair,
Yes,
but it would explain
there's
the
ancestral
hair
magic.
style.
So if you like themes like in Sinners where they use ancestral magic, there's ancestral magic in this, and just a whole bunch of Black faces that you'll recognize immediately in
Mm-hmm.
this film. I mean, in this TV series. There's only one season, but it was so good. And as far as Sorry to Bother You, you can watch that one on Prime Video. It's a movie. But
Excellent.
yeah, so guys, watch these and get back to me. Next up is a film, See You Yesterday. This one is, I believe, is on Netflix. So why is this film Afrofuturist? So a Brooklyn teen builds a time machine to prevent her brother's death at the hands of police. It grounds high concept sci-fi in the urgent reality of Black lives. Key themes in this are tech geniuses from the diaspora using science to fight systematic injustice and the cost of intervention. it's kids or teens, but baby, when I tell you, you will be on the edge of your seat. You'll be on the edge
I
of your
need to
seat.
watch this.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I think that one is on Netflix if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's a good watch. So it was released in 2019. I see nobody has seen it, but that's fine. That's why I'm here.
That's right. Now we all gonna watch it
Right.
and get back to Tiffany because what you're doing
Right.
with your life.
Right, exactly. Yes, so definitely on Netflix. Next is They Clone Tyrone. This is a movie on Netflix as well. So why is it Afrofuturist? First of all, I love
Cloning.
right, number one. But I loved the themes in this movie. Why is it Afrofuturist? It is a pulpy. Is this a movie or a TV show? I can't even remember. You guys know I got too much on my list. Why is it Afrofuturist? It is a pulpy, stylish sci-fi conspiracy romp that uncovers a government experiment on a Black community. It mixes Blaxploitation aesthetics with deep state paranoia. So key themes in this is identity, manipulation of Black communities, conspiracy, and community resilience, and of course, cloning.
And the medical part of it is real because in the 50s, we all know what happened to Black men when they went thinking they were going to get a vaccine.
Yeah. And even farther back than that, we know why we even have women's OBGYN care because of the experiments that they ran on those women to even get
I just looked. It's a movie and it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
Yep. I got you.
So just that's all that I had. Yes, it was brilliant, right, Mel? It was brilliant how they put it together, and so that's all that I have. So while of course Afrofuturism, Black Panther, like we said, was a watershed moment for the community as a whole, and it brought people in to show them what we were capable of. It was built on decades of work by other people. I didn't even really go too deep into it because everybody got to have a turn. But it was built on decades of work by so many people in different medias, books, TV series, scientists, all the things that we talk about here on our show. So, we're going to be in the Afrofuturism category too. Sci-Fi Queens.
That's right. That's right.
That's all I have,
right.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
So we're gonna hop in right into Sarah's presentation of Afrofuturism. Unless you guys want to say something, Phil, you have something to say based, want to add to what Tiffany has shared with us before we continue, or shall we continue?
Oh, we can continue.
Yeah.
Tiffany has been doing a wonderful job.
Yes,
she's very thorough. It's like you're still learning as you go along in life. You're still learning,
yes.
And I'm learning a lot more because some of these couple of those films I never saw before or heard of. So now I got stuff to watch. More stuff to add to my list.
Okay. So this is Dr. No, you're okay. You're okay. This is Dr. Molefi Kete Asante, born in August 1942, and he is an American philosopher and psychologist who is involved in the fields of African American studies, African studies, and communication studies. He is currently a professor in the Department of Africology at Temple University, where he founded the PhD program in African American Studies. He is president of the Molefe Kete Asante Institute for Afrocentric Studies. Asante advocates for Afrocentricity. He is the author of more than 90 books and the founding editor of the Journal of Black Studies. While he is not typically associated with Afrofuturism directly, I would argue his concept of Afrocentricity actually lies at the core of Afrofuturism. The reason I picked him is because his revolutionary concept of Afrocentricity allows for African thought, experiences, and values to be the center of instead of on the peripheral. Uh, this change is thought to me a scholarly approach to Afrofuturism.
Yes.
He is the father of author and filmmaker M.K. Asante. He's pretty cool. I didn't know anything
Yes.
about him, but I found him. I was
I
like, oh,
mean,
he's pretty
he's
cool.
got 90 books out there. Like,
Yeah, and
That's
then
crazy.
I went, I Googled him to see, because like when I look up, when I do a scientist, I like to be able to say their name properly. So like I went to find an
mhm.
interview with him, like with somebody introducing him, because they're talking to him, so they're gonna know how to say his name. And
Yes, hopefully, hopefully.
well, yeah, no, I
Right,
found
right.
one, but there was like 500 videos. So like he puts out YouTube videos talking about all this stuff. He's not only just a prolific author and teacher, but like he publishes
It's
videos
his
and
life's work.
content.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's like it
Yeah.
was a lot, and it was a lot of interesting topics and like themes for this month. It was like, oh, this is kind of
Hmm.
cool. So that's why I
Yeah.
picked him, because I just thought he's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
yes.
he's a scientist and a philosopher, and then he's teaching
Hmm.
others, you know, and he made, what I think is cool is that he started his own department and then made a
Yeah.
PhD program so that people can study their own history, right?
Yes.
That's
So
awesome.
instead of it
Yes.
just being swept under the rug or on a footnote like we've talked about, that you we can actually focus on that. I thought he was pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. I think that that's the important thing is that he's creating these pathways so people can become
Yes.
educated to a very high level degree. Getting a PhD is not easy. You have to
You
be
have to get your
approved.
associate's, bachelor, and then your
Yes,
PhD. Yeah,
and that
and
PhD, that
master and
that
all that.
thesis has to be approved. If you don't get that approved, then you don't get that PhD,
Yeah.
and that thesis
Yep.
gets published. It's a big deal. And it's a lot of
Hmm.
hard work and to create that so that people can learn not just about their own, but to teach that, to pay it forward. I think that's beautiful.
Mm.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
agree.
And it looks
Okay.
like he's been doing it for a long time.
Oh,
That
he
is a
has.
work of patience. That is a work of patience right there.
Yes. All right, go
Mm-mm.
ahead and go
So,
to the next one.
next one, talk to me about this.
Okay, this is a video game. Hold on, let me scroll up. It's called Horizon New Dawn. Hold on. Zero Dawn. Excuse me. It's set in the 31st century. Horizon Zero Dawn follows Aloy, a young huntress and outcast living in a post-apocalyptic world where colossal animal-like machines dominate the land while humanity has regressed into tribal societies. Released in 2017 by Guerrilla Games and is available on PS4, PS5, and PC. Now, I really, really, really enjoyed this game, and I know that Kayla said that she liked it too, and she and her husband play it, and my brother
Mhm.
plays it, and a lot of people play it. And then, like, what I like is that while they're groups, I guess, or tribes, but like some of them, like there's one group that's in the south and they worship a sun god, so that's what they look like. And then there's,
Mhm.
like these two, like he's the big, like he's kind of a bad guy. He's kind of a jackass. Um, but she's a priestess, and they blend technology because it is post-apocalyptic, and there's all the animals are machines. So like the horses are machines, the giraffes are machines, like it's crazy. Um, like all the like there's wildcats and like dinosaurs. It's crazy. Um, like Transformers on crack kind of, but like they never like
Yeah.
didn't transform. I don't know how else to explain it. They're just like they're mega machines.
Mm.
And you have to learn how to tame them or beat them, avoid them entirely, and try and follow the storyline. And then you go from, group to group, and some of them are more tribal and ritualistic, and some of them are more, like there's this one girl, I couldn't find a picture of her. I remember she was one of the priestesses, and she had locks, but they were blended with
Mhm.
cables. So she had cables too. She
Oh,
had
wow.
locks, and then like the next one was a cable. I really wanted to find a picture of her, but I couldn't find one. I think it's because she doesn't survive very long. But I
Oh,
remember her.
damn.
She stood out to me, and she was a wise woman. And they had three wise women, and they had a black woman and a white woman and a Hispanic woman, and they were the wise women
Did
for
they have
everyone.
us? Did they have us?
Yeah, and
Are
then
we
when
in this video?
yeah, so it was kind of like okay, and I enjoyed this game, and it was kind of interesting because some of the tribes had, like I said, because the whole world devolved into nothing. And then this is the humanity that survived the fall and then had to rebuild. So,
Yes.
they, but none of them were alive when all this other stuff was alive, when their ancestors were alive. So they can only go with what's been passed down. So it's very, futuristic and dystopian, but it's also got that blend of culture in it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It does. It does. It
absolutely.
does.
That
Yeah.
now, Phil, you're a video player. Have you heard of this game? Have you played it?
No, this is the first I'm hearing about it, and I think I'm gonna give it a try.
I say your list is getting long now, Philip.
Yes. Oh, between the Legos and watching TV, oh my God, I'm not going to have a free moment to do anything else.
Okay,
Yeah.
you've encouraged Mel to want to put cable in her locks. Okay, she's here and she's like, I need to add cables to my
Well,
locks
yeah, I
now.
mean, it was beautiful, and like, 'cause it's like all the machines have this ethereal like blue light when they're not they're like at peace because they're all like lit from within, and then when they like go rabbit or whatever, they turn red, obviously. But that's what her locks were with these cables with this blue light too, and it was really beautiful, and I was just like, I really like her.
Hmm.
Aw,
Yeah,
that's so
yeah.
nice.
It seems like a
So
fun game.
yes, it does. Now I'm next, and I'm very excited to share this
Do
with
it. You didn't do
you.
my book?
Uh, no, remember because we did that book last year. I did that book
Oh,
last year. I told you,
okay.
and you didn't remember because I put it in the chat.
Well, no, I know. I was just gonna bring it up that it was to me it was a look into something that I wouldn't have thought about
What book is it?
because
Okay.
because you read the book. It was the Binti series by Needy Okafor.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
that Nita did the reviews last year or the year before, and
Love
I read
that.
them too because I was interested. But it was very interesting because like I'm a white woman, so I don't know anything about anything, um, obviously. But then reading this, and she's from an African tribe, and part of their religion and their culture was to rub dirt into their locks, and for her to go to space, she had to take that dirt with her so that she could be, keep it consecrated. Is that the right word? Yeah. And it was
Yes.
just,
Mm-hmm.
it was an interesting look into a culture that I would have never been exposed to. But it also was in the future, and she was in space.
Yes, it was future,
Yeah.
the book is. I love that author. She writes
Hmm.
such beautiful sci-fis that
Hmm.
are just absolutely well written. She writes in a way that anyone who reads it can understand it really beautifully, and that's something that I really love. That when you're
Hmm.
reading something that it's very accessible to people,
Well, and
you know?
and the audiobooks that I listened to, they had an African um narrator. So the
Yes,
words were pronounced right and it sounded right, and she had an accent instead of just, like a white woman reading it. It was, and I was very happy that they went that route because, well,
yes,
because sometimes, you expect something and you don't get what you expect. You get what the editors want. And
absolutely.
I
No, you're
really
absolutely
enjoyed it.
correct.
I
Hmm.
really enjoyed that series. It was the Binti
Yes,
series by
the
Nedi
Binti
Okafor.
series, beautiful book. If you guys
Yep.
haven't read it, definitely read her work. It's really beautiful.
Yep.
Now
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm really excited to share this with you guys. I'm going to be featuring this book throughout Black History Month, giving you little tidbits without too much spoiler because I want you guys to go out there and get this book. Okay, so I'm going to start with telling you a little bit about the authors. Finders Keeper, The Age of Apophis, by Kawan Smith and Maurice Myers. Can I tell you? and I say this, I don't say this lightly. These two gentlemen, I've been on their lives on TikTok, and that's how I found out, oh, this book, I need to read this. Um, they are an example of Black excellence, of brother keeping brother, of supporting each other, of being there for each other, of having each other's back, and saying, you know what, we are going to do the things for each other that progress each other. Instead of keeping each other back, they worked together. They met in college and they backed each other up, and they're doing this collaboration and this book together. And the way that they support one another and just uplift each other is a beautiful thing. And it really shows that when we as a people support one another and are there for each other, the things we can accomplish are insurmountable. We could just go off and accomplish great things, great things. In this book, it's the artwork in this book is beautiful. Okay. It is talks about these young, and it's set in the future, it's set in a different realm. Okay. And there's magic and fantasy, and they're in a school and they're competing with one another, and it starts out action packed. The minute you read the prologue, the action pack is amazing. It hooks you and you want to know what's happening with these characters. And I'm going to feature this throughout the month of Black History Month for December. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about this book every week. But today I want to focus more on the fact that these two gentlemen are amazing. And I definitely want to have them on the show because they are amazing. They're such a good example. They have this beautiful backstory with each other and friendship, that it's truly, truly Black excellence that they bring. And they're an example of what we can do when we collaborate with one another, when we support one another, when we are backing each other up instead of trying to step on each other. That is something that is needed in all communities. But I think that we need it more in Black and brown communities. I think that society has pit us against each other to the point where we feel we have to trample over each other to succeed, when all we have to do is support each other to succeed. And their writing is beautiful. It is just such a good, easy read, like, in the sense that it doesn't complicate things. It's fantasy, it's creative, it's made up, but it makes you want to learn more. It makes you want to know more about these characters, about magic, about what's happening in this realm, and you see them wanting to succeed. And it's interesting because I heard the author's story and friendship, and when I started reading the book, I can see the influence of their friendship in the prologue and first chapter. You could just see it. You could see, oh, there it is, that brotherly love, that brotherly friendship, that connection. And I'm definitely going to talk more about it in our next episode because this book is fly and it is a series. So I'm in book 1, but you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Kindle. I'm not sure if there's an audiobook to it, but I can definitely find out and give you that update next week because, I'll find out for sure if they're planning to do an audiobook and, bring that to you guys. But this book is excellent. If you're into, and you know how I feel, fantasy and sci-fi, they just kind of thread that line. They're cousins, they're cousins. And this is definitely not a sci-fi, but it's definitely fantasy. And it is it's so much fun to read. I mean, I'm hooked to the characters. I want to know what's happening again. Like, I want more of what I'm reading as I'm reading it. I was reading it yesterday on my way to my dance class, and I almost missed my stop because I'm so involved in reading that I'm like, oh, it's 34th Street. I need to get off.
My
And that's
TBR is so long, Nita. I can't.
yes, yes. Add it though. It's worth it. Add it. Put it to the top of the list.
It's so long. I'm struggling, but I love every moment of it.
Yes, yes. That's why I'm hoping that they have it in audiobook, because I think that this is definitely something that I think this is a family book. I think it's appropriate for a family to read together with their teens, young kids, probably if they're into that, definitely teens, because it will give them a sense of, oh, black individuals, succeeding, and it will give them to allow them the opportunity to be seen,
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, I'm definitely gonna bring more of this next week, because I'm loving every minute of this book. I'm enjoying it. And I really want to feature them, because I think that their story is so beautiful that it absolutely just exudes black excellence, and the brotherly love that you can see that they have is so encouraging. It's absolutely the most beautiful thing ever. Absolutely the most beautiful thing. I loved being on their lives and just watching their interaction, and how they talk about each other, and it was genuine. It wasn't portrayed. It wasn't, it wasn't a performance. It was real. And I think that we need to highlight these young men and these young women that are doing just that for the community. And I think one of them is from New York, or was from New York. I don't know if they live here, but I was kind of proud of that. So I was definitely proud of that. Yes. But do anyone want to say anything before we wrap it up tonight? Any last thoughts? Or
I think
Tiffany,
the most
you
important
didn't
thing.
speak enough.
I think the most
Go
important
ahead.
thing is as a gay black man, it's just being seen in these programs. I want to be represented. I want to be seen. I'm a big Doctor Who fan. I've been a big Doctor Who fan since Tom Baker. But when Ncuti got the role,
and
he was, I think he was excellent in the role. And just seeing a black man in a role, a gay black man at that, my heart went out to him. I appreciate all that he did in that role. And like I said, it's just so important to be seen, to be acknowledged. Like we are here, we are human, we deserve just as much as respect as anyone else on this planet, and we need to be represented in all these programs, not just a minor character here or there who's there, one episode and not seen until like the end of the season, or stuff like that. We are in the major we're in this major storyline, not just sitting behind the desk and just listening to people.
Exactly.
We're participating.
Yes, we are part of today, tomorrow, and yesterday.
Yes,
absolutely. Now, I want to thank. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if anybody didn't know, this is the 100th anniversary of the celebration of Black History Month. So, as Nita's going to tell you about our next episode, this month is going to be packed, guys. I just want to tell you. And if you like my research, I have more for our next segment, our next episode. So much research.
Yes. And now our next episode will be February 13th. And we're going to have a special guest, Mel, who is here in the comments today, and we're going to be talking about black love in sci-fi and movies. Yes, absolutely. So join us February 13th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Let us continue our celebration of Black History Month while we talk about Black love in sci-fi TV and movies. Oh, yes, that's right. We're bringing the love. Okay, we are bringing the love to the table. So, thank you guys so much for joining us, for being here. Remember, this is going to be on Spotify first thing in the morning, and you can listen to us as well. But we're more fun on video. I'm just saying. And you guys have a great night and continue to celebrate Black History Month. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching the Sci-Fi Queens, and be sure to support us on all our social medias and check out our website